Welcome to this video tutorial, and in this video I will demonstrate how to edit and use this template. The first thing you will have to do is simply double click inside this area over here. Alright, this will pop up the import file, and then you will simply select your logo and double click to import it, like so. Inside your edit folder you will have a logo holder and a text holder. Let's jump inside the logo holder by double clicking. Here we have our logo that was shown in the preview. Simply delete the logo that was there and then just drag and drop your logo inside the composition like so. With this logo you can now go ahead and go inside your render composition, which you can access if you click over here, and also you can access this by double clicking inside the render folder. So if you double click this composition, you will pop up this composition that you see right here. Alright, if I go to the end here, I can take a look at how the logo will look inside the project and how the final aspect will be. Alright, pretty good. And also the end scene as well. If you go back to your logo holder composition, you can pretty much do any changes to your logo you want inside this composition. So for example, if I select this layer and press S, this will bring the scale property, and I can now scale this down and check in my render and just make sure that everything is how I want it to be. Next will be the text holder composition. So if you access the text holder by double clicking, this will be the text holder composition where you will change your tagline. You can see that there is some animation to this text, and if you select this layer and press U, this will bring up the keyframe, the keyframe information. All right, you can see these are the two keyframes that are in charge of this animation, this folding outwards of the letters. Alright, so to edit this text, just select this layer or double click this text layer rather, and simply just add your new text. So alright, it can be anything, and you can format this text however you want. You can choose whatever font you want, and this font is called NextArt and is available on thefont.com. Also, if you're not happy with how the letters unfold, you can simply adjust the keyframes, and maybe, for example, the letters unfold too aggressive, and you can adjust this by adjusting the first keyframe. Alright, so you can see that instead of a value of -50, we're just gonna go with a -30 value. Alright, so you can adjust the animation like so. Alright, if you go back, you can take a look at how this will look in the final result. Alright, so hopefully that gives you an idea. Let's take a look at the settings here inside the render composition. So if I go to the beginning of my timeline, you can change a lot of colors here. First of all, you have the Reaper, and by changing this color, you will change pretty much the overall look, and you can see how different values and different colors will function. Also, for example, if let's say that you want to use a red, a really saturated red. If you desaturate this red just a bit, this will bring up some different shades of white, and it will make your look just a little bit more interesting. So just keep in mind that whatever color you choose, you might have to desaturate or just use darker tones. For example, you can see that this is the fully saturated violet, and if I just saturate this a bit, it looks much better. Alright, so just keep that in mind when you change the color. Let's just go with this violet. In this also in this scene we have the background particles, and maybe you can use a different color for these, so maybe you can make these blue. Alright, and let's take a look at the second scene. These will be the same colors here, and then in the third scene, let's take a look. Let's maybe go back a few seconds. Alright, so here is where the site penetrates the ground. And let's change the impact. Alright, you can change the impact by itself. Maybe add a little bit more white to this as well, just gives it a nicer color. Then we have the weight the sword, or rather the sight disappears. We can also change the color for that, so let's just choose the right frame here. Alright, so you can choose the color for the sword as well, and maybe you want to make this blue, so the colors don't have to be the same. Then we have the flying skulls. Alright, and you can change the color for those. The flying skulls will usually have a little bit more white to them, but this is completely up to you, and depending on what colors you choose. Alright, so the skull trails can be maybe that same violet that we used earlier, and you can kind of see how much variation you can create by adjusting the colors here. Alright, then we have the logo. So this will be the sort of this transitional effect that the logo has. Change the color for that, maybe add a little bit more white. Alright, and end scene effects. Here where the logo transitions to the end scene, you can also change the color for that as well. Alright, so let's maybe, so these are the colors. Then we have a logo height and text, and these are simple adjustments that you can do to the logo height or the text height. So for example, if you can see that as I scroll through these values, how you can adjust the positioning of the logo, and then how you can affect the positioning of the text. Alright, so let's just set these at 0. After you've done making all of these changes, you can go to composition, go to pre-render. Inside where it says costume AV, you can choose your format. You should go with H.264, this is my recommendation. Don't forget to select audio output if you want to export the sound effects as well. Give it a file name and destination and hit render, and you're done. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks.